Imagine landing in Bali for the first time after years of seeing it everywhere. Social media feeds, travel videos, magazine articles, and glowing recommendations have all painted the same picture of paradise. The beaches look stunning. The villas look luxurious. The rice terraces appear almost unreal. Everything seems to promise the perfect tropical escape. For many travelers, Bali delivers exactly that experience. They leave already planning their next visit. Yet something surprising has started happening in recent years. More travelers are leaving with mixed feelings. Some still love Bali. Others are not so sure they would return. At first, this sounds strange. Bali remains one of the most famous travel destinations on Earth. Millions of visitors continue arriving every year. The island remains one of Southeast Asia's biggest tourism success stories. So why are some travelers falling out of love with Bali? The answer is not simple because Bali itself has not suddenly become unattractive. The island still possesses many of the qualities that made it famous. The challenge is that Bali's popularity has changed the experience. Success has created new pressures. For decades, Bali was marketed as a tropical paradise where travelers could escape everyday life. The image proved incredibly powerful. People dreamed about quiet beaches, peaceful landscapes, welcoming culture, and affordable luxury. The island became a symbol of freedom and relaxation. As tourism expanded, Bali became a global brand. Millions of people added it to their travel wish lists. Hotels multiplied, resorts expanded. Restaurants, beach clubs, cafes, and attractions appeared across the island. Tourism became one of Bali's most important industries. Initially, this growth created opportunities. Travelers enjoyed more choices and better infrastructure. Over time, however, growth created new challenges. Popular destinations often struggle with the consequences of their own success. One of the most common complaints involves overcrowding. Areas that once felt peaceful can now feel extremely busy. Many first-time visitors arrive expecting tranquility. Instead, they encounter crowds, traffic, and long waits. This disconnect between expectation and reality can be powerful. Expectations often shape travel experiences as much as the destination itself. The problem is not necessarily that Bali changed. The problem is that the image many travelers carry has not kept pace with reality. Social media has amplified this issue. Beautiful photographs often present highly selective versions of destinations. A quiet sunrise photograph may hide hundreds of visitors standing just outside the frame. A peaceful beach image may not reveal the crowds arriving later in the day. This does not mean those images are fake. It simply means they are incomplete. Many travelers arrive expecting the photograph rather than the full experience. The difference can lead to disappointment. Traffic has become another major topic of conversation. Bali's infrastructure has struggled to keep pace with tourism growth. Travel times between destinations can often be longer than visitors expect. Short distances do not always translate into short journeys. This becomes particularly noticeable for travelers trying to explore multiple parts of the island. Time spent in traffic can affect the overall experience. Rising prices have also changed perceptions. Bali remains affordable compared to many Western destinations, but costs have increased significantly in some areas. Visitors who remember Bali from 10 or 15 years ago often notice the difference immediately. Budget expectations do not always match current realities. Accommodation costs have risen in popular areas. Dining and entertainment expenses have increased as well. Again, this does not mean Bali is expensive by global standards. It simply means the value equation has changed for some travelers. Another factor involves the changing nature of tourism itself. Modern travelers often seek authenticity. Many visitors want meaningful experiences, local culture, and genuine connections. They are increasingly sensitive to destinations that feel overly commercialized. Some travelers feel parts of Bali have become too focused on tourism. Certain areas can appear designed primarily for visitors rather than local life. This perception varies dramatically depending on where people travel. One visitor may experience a highly commercialized environment, while another discovers something entirely different. That distinction is important because Bali is not one destination. It is many destinations contained within a single island. The Bali experienced by a visitor staying in heavily developed tourism zones can differ greatly from the Bali experienced elsewhere. This explains why opinions about the island vary so dramatically. People are often describing different versions of Bali. Some travelers focus on crowded beach clubs and traffic. Others focus on temples, villages, landscapes, and cultural experiences. Both perspectives can be accurate. They simply reflect different journeys. Despite these criticisms, Bali continues offering qualities that attract millions of visitors. Those strengths should not be overlooked. The island's natural beauty remains extraordinary. Volcanoes, coastlines, waterfalls, forests, and rice terraces continue attracting visitors from around the world. Balinese culture remains one of the destination's greatest assets. Ceremonies, traditions, art, and spirituality create experiences that feel distinct and memorable. The hospitality industry also remains remarkably strong. Accommodation options range from budget guest houses to world-class luxury resorts. Many travelers continue viewing Bali as one of the best value destinations in Asia. Luxury experiences often remain more accessible than in many competing destinations. Food has become another major attraction. International cuisine, local specialties, cafes, and restaurants contribute significantly to the island's appeal. Digital nomads continue choosing Bali as a base. Remote workers are drawn by the lifestyle, climate, community, and infrastructure. Wellness tourism remains strong as well. Yoga retreats, spas, and health-focused experiences continue attracting visitors from around the world. This creates an interesting contradiction. Bali continues succeeding while simultaneously facing criticism. The same destination can create completely different experiences depending on expectations, timing, and travel style. Many travelers who leave disappointed often arrive with highly specific expectations. The reality struggles to compete with years of idealized imagery. Meanwhile, travelers who arrive with flexible expectations often have excellent experiences. They adapt to the realities of modern Bali and focus on what the island still does exceptionally well. This helps explain why discussions about Bali often become emotional. People are not only discussing a destination, they are discussing expectations. They are discussing dreams as well. For some travelers, Bali still delivers the paradise they imagined. For others, the gap between image and reality feels too large. Neither perspective is necessarily wrong. Both are shaped by individual experiences. Another reason some travelers no longer love Bali is because alternatives have become stronger. Competition across Asia has increased dramatically. Vietnam has attracted growing attention. Thailand continues evolving. Malaysia offers impressive value. Japan has experienced extraordinary tourism growth. Travelers now have more choices than ever before. Bali is no longer competing against only its own reputation. This competition forces destinations to evolve. Travelers compare experiences more carefully than they once did. Yet, Bali continues holding a powerful advantage. Few destinations combine culture, scenery, affordability, wellness, luxury, and community quite as effectively. The island still possesses qualities that millions of travelers find irresistible. That reality has not changed. What has changed is the conversation surrounding the destination. Travelers are asking more nuanced questions. Instead of asking whether Bali is worth visiting, many now ask which parts of Bali are worth visiting. The distinction matters. The future of Bali tourism may depend less on attracting visitors and more on helping visitors discover the version of Bali that matches their expectations. Because the truth is that Bali has not stopped being beautiful. Bali has not stopped being fascinating either. What changed is that expectations became larger, competition became stronger, and tourism became more complex. That is why some travelers no longer love Bali. And it is also why millions of others continue falling in love with it every single year.